Hi everyone, Jim Lorenzen here, and let me get the screen set up for you so you can see it better. There you go. Okay, guess what? The Secure Act has passed. It makes it the most significant piece of retirement legislation since the original Secure Act was approved in 2019. Now it stands for Setting Every Community Up for Retirement Enhancement. Congress loves catchy titles. Any rate, there are roughly 100 provisions, mostly around retirement plans, and in this series of videos we're going to be talking about the key changes and their implications. Now the good news, there are numerous benefits to investors relating there's more time to save, more ways to save, more ways to use those funds. So all of that's good news. Now most of these provisions are effective in 2024. However, some are pushed all the way out to 2028. So we're going to try to put it all together. Okay, the Secure Act has two parts, ingeniously called 1.0 and 2.0, no doubt by a government committee. Now, the first part was passed into law in December of 2019. Version 2.0 passed in December of 2022. And the impact is far-reaching, from the silent generation and the boomers who are thinking about estate plans to boomers and Gen Xers focused on retirement. Then there's millennials and Gen Xers. They're going to be the recipients of a great wealth transfer in the coming decades. Now, in general, the rules are very savings-friendly. But it's smart for people to know what these changes are and how they affect their future planning. Because besides the good news, there are also some hidden traps that have been created. Little time bombs that are going to go off to the unsuspecting. One thing that is positive, government has somehow, in their ingenious decision-making, has made business a conduit to help expand and promote retirement savings by employees. And when you consider the dismal savings rate in America, it's actually a pretty good thing. Now, before we get going, everyone's tax situation is different, so before making any decisions about anything, you should always talk with a qualified tax professional, because I do not do income taxes, but I do help people understand how the tax code and those other rules affect their financial planning and their investments, and how to strategize to optimize their after-tax income. Because let's face it, if we could, we'd like to disinherit the IRS, but that's another thing. Okay. The Secure Act changes the retirement rules in 4 key areas, 4 ways. And that's why plans need to be reviewed. Now, in this session, we're going to talk about key point number 1 up there. It gives the people more time to save for retirement, but you need to know how to take advantage of this benefit. Now, you have more time to save. That means there's greater opportunities to save and reduce taxes. But what does it mean? Well, there are a number of positive changes to the age limits. Some of them allow you to contribute longer to your plan, and others allow you to hold off taking mandatory withdrawals from your retirement accounts. In the past, savers were forced to withdraw money from their IRAs starting at age 70 and a half, whether they wanted to or not. Those withdrawals are called required minimum distributions, RMDs. Now, the Secure Act has increased the age you start taking the RMDs, and you can see the table down there in the lower left. It's increased it all the way to 75. Which yours is depends on your birth year, as you can see. Now, this gives your tax-deferred money more time to potentially grow. But you remember me talking about the hidden traps? If you've built up large IRAs, that means large balances in the future, much larger. More time means larger balances, and that means larger RMDs. And that can have tax consequences when you start drawing down assets. You very well could be forced into a higher tax bracket. Number 2, we don't even know what the tax brackets are going to be at that time. And don't forget, higher taxable income, which is what RMDs do, though if they're going up, you're going to have higher taxable income. It affects your Medicare premiums. And it also could affect the taxation on your Social Security benefits, because those brackets have not been adjusted for inflation. They never were. Now, in the past, if you failed to take a prescribed RMD, it resulted in a 50% penalty. And guess what? That's been reduced now to 25% with a 3-year look back, and it even goes down to 10% if you correct the error in a timely manner. And so that's all good news. And there's another good thing. The law does eliminate RMDs for Roth 401k, 403b, and 457 accounts. So now all those Roth accounts have the same rule as the Roth IRAs. No RMDs. So then the question becomes, how do you roll, or should you roll, or whatever? What decision should you make regarding those assets? Well, we've got other videos on that, and you can find them on our website. We'll talk about that later. Okay. Let's talk about the new rules for surviving spouses. There are new rules. If a younger spouse should die, the older surviving spouse can now adopt the younger spouse's RMD schedule. That's good, because it means he can put off the RMD start date. It means delaying withdrawals if you want to. It doesn't mean you can't. You can take withdrawals anytime, but you don't have to. By putting it off, it allows the potential for the account to grow for a longer period. Another benefit is that the RMDs for the younger spouse would be smaller than the surviving spouse treating the account as his own, because the shorter period means higher amounts. So, and it's also because RMD percentages increase with age. Now, if the surviving spouse passes away before RMDs begin, the new 10-year disbursement rules do not apply. It means that eligible designated beneficiaries can stretch the payouts over their life expectancy, and that's good to know. Okay. Before the Secure Act, you could contribute to your IRA until 70 and a half, and then you'd be forced to start withdrawing RMDs from the account. But guess what now? Now you can contribute to your IRA, you contribute to the IRA past age 70 and a half, as long as you have earned income. So that's kind of neat. Let's talk about catch-up provisions. First, in 2024, catch-ups are adjusted for inflation. Now, it's important. And this is something you need to know. If you make over $145,000 annually and you want to make catch-ups, those mandatory catch-ups have to be deposited into a Roth account. If your employer does not offer a Roth, you will not be able to make the catch-up. So, talk to your employer about that. Next, in 2025, by the way, a special enhanced contribution has been created for a very narrow bracket, those between ages 60 and 63. Now, those in 401ks and 403bs, catch-ups are increased to the greater of $10,000 or 150% of the regular catch-up amount. And if you're in a simple plan, it's $5,000 or 150% of the catch-up amount. And that's good to know. Okay. Here's a table that kind of frames the catch-up changes by age. If you're 49 and younger, no catch-ups available. Standard catch-ups are available for those between 50 and 59 and 64, or 64 and older. And that catch-up is now $7,500. And there's special treatment for those of age 60 to 63 in 2024. The catch-up is $10,000, as we just talked about in the last slide, or 150% of the $7,500 in 2024. The bottom line is that the rule changes allow for participants in IRAs, 401ks, 403bs, and simple plans to contribute more each year. So if you can keep setting aside money each year, that's great news. You'll defer your taxes, you'll grow more savings in your retirement years. But again, beware of the future time bombs. And this is where financial planning, because planning is not about what we know. Financial planning is about what we don't know. And being able to understand where the pitfalls are and how to strategize for them in advance and put your ducks in a row so you don't get caught by surprise. Now, you're probably saying, well, I see how I can save more and I can have more time to do it and all of that, but are there any other ways these new rules can help me? Well, the short answer is yes. There have been sweeping changes how you can use your money from 529 conversions to long-term care. And our other videos are going to explore a number of those things. That's key number one of the Secure Act, changing the rules of retirement. More ways to save and all of that. If you'd like some help with your planning, I'm here to help. It's important for you to understand, though, I am not a CPA. I am not an attorney. I don't do that stuff. I am a certified financial planner. I'm a registered investment advisor. I'm a registered investment fiduciary, and I've been in private practice since 1992. And I've done a lot of other stuff, as you can see there. Bottom line is I've been around quite a while. I've seen how good things happen and bad things happen to people who don't plan. So, if you'd like some help, the place to get started is on the Getting Started page of my website, indfin.com. That's short for Independent Financial. At any rate, I hope I can be of help. I hope to hear from you soon. Hope you enjoyed the video. We have more videos in the resources section of the website. Take care.